It's official. Happy New Year, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the SpeakerFocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com, here with the one, the only Mr. Auston Troyer, the entire growing team at SpeakerFocus.com. We are so thrilled to be here for another Monday Q&A call, the first one to start the 2023 campaign. Peace and blessings to all of you. I hope you close the end of 2022 out strong and you started yesterday even stronger. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here to help you solve the difficult challenges and to help you get on that escalator all the way up to the top in your niche in the speaking field. Scaling your business properly is so important, and also making sure that you are earning the right kind of revenue. This is so important. One of the things that we often talk about on our platform is I get into my monologue to start this new year out. So fortunate to be here. I want to talk to you about why pushing through to the next level is so important. The theme of this call is going to be pushing through to the next level. Are you ready to pass that next level test? That's the real question. Are you ready to pass that next level test? There's been many things that happened last year that I simply did not know if I was going to be able to make it. I had pneumonia last year, came really close to dying. That was the most pain I've ever been in my life. Emotionally, I was just tore down the entire year. But you know what? I figured out a way to pull it together. Every single time I ran into a challenge and difficulty, I still was able to do it and pull it together. So remember, are you ready to pass the next level test? See, there are some things happening on the level that you are right now that if you do not overcome and conquer those bullies that are beating you up, if you don't overcome and conquer those major hurdles that you have in your life, we all deal with them. They're known as fears. You can dress it up any kind of way that you want to, but they come to visit us often. And if you're dealing with that, and if you overcame some things that was happening to you last year, then you understand what I'm talking about on this call right here at this stage and moment in time, because I don't care about your New Year's resolution. Because most people that have a New Year's resolution, they make up some shit that sounds good to them, but without a proper habit and without some discipline and without some consistency, then all of your goals are just going to fall by the wayside. And I'm talking to myself, not just you. See, we have to stop talking about what we're going to do, and we have to start doing it. In the movies, the Star Wars series, Yoda said there's no try. It's only doing. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. See, you don't have to try. The action is going to nullify the try. The action is going to neutralize the try. The action is going to keep moving forward while everybody else is talking about what they're trying to do. That's last year. You're leaving them behind. When you're doing, you are constantly moving forward. So again, are you ready to pass the next level test? Because I can guarantee you, if you haven't got it together on this level, it's going to make it very difficult for you to pass the next one. So, but I will give you some simple words of encouragement. You were able to get through the toughest times last year. Add up all your worst days. And I had a lot of them last year. It seemed like every other day was a worst day last year because I was just emotionally in battle all of last year. I learned to deal with it. I've learned to breathe and let a lot of it go. But pain is always going to be there. There's still some residue of the pain. But I just got to the point where I said, you know what? If I'm going to pass the next level test, then I simply have to move forward anyway. There is no way that I do showcase number 2 if I couldn't get past showcase number 1. And believe me, I had my challenges. I had my difficulties. I'm not perfect. My team isn't perfect. None of us are perfect, but we got through it anyway. I am a better business professional because I got through it. I don't know how I'm going to get through this one, but I have belief. So I'm going to set the tone for this entire Q&A call, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. I'm going to set the tone for this entire Q&A because what I have to share with you is going to be some simple rules that you should live by for the rest of the year. And it's not a resolution. I know these things sound good when somebody says them. Oh, my New Year's resolution. I call it the I'm going to's. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to save money. I'm going to invest in the business. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to develop a better attitude. I'm going to dissolve negative relationships. I'm going to get out of this bad relationship that I'm in. I am going to take control over my credit. I'm going to see your mind. Your mind is chasing ghosts. I'm going to do this versus I'm doing it. You see the difference? You feel the difference. The energy that you're releasing into the universe is different. Are you ready to pass the next level test? My God, a lot of you have been through some really, really rough things on our platform. As I help our students build their messaging, I'm hearing new people every single day to join our platform. It seems like their story is more horrific. It's more, my God, how the hell did they get through that? I see it every day. So I draw positive energy from seeing people just push through and move forward anyway. And this is the mindset that it has to be. You simply have got to get to the point where you are not willing to settle for where you are right now. You can't tolerate it. You're in a war against yourself. All the things that you didn't do, you should open yourself up for more massive change. But a lot of you don't want to feel uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to get on the plane. It's uncomfortable to do this next showcase. It's uncomfortable to organize all our business goals and put yourself in uncomfortable positions. But that's the only way you're going to be able to grow. See, I'm thankful that I have the habit. So I'm going to tell you the top habits that you need in order to push through to pass the test of next level success. See, because you don't get rewarded with the success unless you're prepared to push yourself through. The number one skill that you're going to need, and I'm going to call it a skill and a habit, because none of this is innate. Some people are they have a higher threshold for pain than others, and they're able to tolerate and just move forward anyway. But we all get afraid. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much confidence you have. We all get afraid, and we all are afraid to do something. So what allows you to have consistent habits? Here are the top things. Number one is discipline. Discipline is doing all the things that you know you have to do that you really don't want to do. And there's a whole lot of stuff that I don't want to do every single day. But the discipline in me, the habit of discipline, day in and day out. The great Greek Aristotle, the philosopher, said we are what we repeatedly do. So I wake up every day to the best of my ability. I don't try. To the best of my ability. Some days I'm at 100,000. Some days I'm at 2%. But to the best of my 2%, I'm going to get up every day. When I wake up and I'm able to draw a breath, I'm going to give it the best try. I'm going to give it the best shot that I possibly can. I'm going to put forth the best effort. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to try to do it. I'm going to do it. See, when people tell me, oh, I'm going to try, that means they don't have you on the priority list. I'm going to try. You have to learn to speak in definites and absolutes. And when people speak to you, they need to get a definite answer, because if you're riding the fence, then that means that they're not going to do it. Now, we all have some bad habits. We're not bad people, but we have some bad habits. Some of you need to develop the habit of discipline. That means doing things that you don't want to do, and you do it anyway. Now, what allows you to develop a habit of discipline when you wake up every day? What I say is start with something small. Establish the one thing you want to do. Remember, your average person can accomplish 7 to 10 things throughout the body in one workday. I suggest you pick the 7 to 10 things that are of a nature of a priority and focus on the 7 to 10 things. Focus on a couple of personal things you want to take care of, and it's time to go to bed. Now, if you don't have some structure is what allows you to have discipline. This is why a lot of people love going to the military. You know why? Because military provides structure. They have a regimen. They have a routine. All of that equals to be disciplined. That's the number one thing you're going to need to start the year off. You just gotta do what you repeatedly do. If you're full of shit every day, you're probably going to be full of shit tomorrow. But if you wake up every day with intent, you wake up every day with action, you wake up every day intentionally going after specific goals. See, it's the compounding effect. Over a period of time, you go a week, and then a month, and then 2 months. And before you know it, the first quarter's over. And you look back and you say, wow, because I took action, I am versus I'm trying. I did it versus, damn, what happened? Discipline is what you need. The next tip you're going to need is you're going to need the confidence to move forward. The confidence to move forward all begins with making the effort. See, when I wake up every day and I can show up on this Q&A call because I put in a long, good day's worth of work. I feel good about the work I put in today. I feel good about the emails I sent. I feel good about the activity. I feel good about jumping on the Q&A call. I'm getting my mind right to do whatever is necessary because I will not let anybody fracture my confidence. People tried when I was a kid. I used to deal with an insane amount of jealousy. People talking about me behind my back, stabbing me in the back. You know, when you're a good people and you just want to help others, you want to serve other people, there's some people that's going to come into your life. They're not wired like you. They don't want to serve at the level that you do. So they just want to. I've had people talk about me right in front of my face when I've been in seminars before. I've come out the room and went to the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom. I catch them right in mid-conversation, talk about me like a dog. You just gotta understand it. It all comes with the game. I'm not even worried about what people say about me. You know, all I do is wake up every day and protect my confidence at all costs. You know the reason why? Because when that goes away, now I start, instead of looking disciplined and upright with my chin up, with my hat tilted to the side, right? Instead of being like that, now I'm looking like this. No, you can't let anything ruin your confidence because there are blood-sucking leeches in a long line, and they are put on this earth to destroy, but you can't listen to them because every time you listen to them, guess what it does? Takes away from your confidence. Every time you get down on yourself or you get depressed, it takes away from your confidence. This is why your mental health, you have to protect it. This is why I went to counseling last year. This is why I'm in therapy, because it makes me feel better when I get a chance to release. I get a chance to get some coping strategies because things start piling up on anybody and you get overwhelmed. And anytime you get overwhelmed, it's going to affect your performance. And I was totally overwhelmed last year. But your clients don't want to hear excuses. The people that you have to serve don't want to hear excuses. The bottom line is we have to get up every day and do the very best we can. Hold on to the confidence, discipline, and confidence. Another thing I'm going to say that you really need to focus on in order to develop those kind of habits. If you want to remain consistent, you have to show up and be free. You have to show up with frequency. See, I'm not talking about the frequency like volume frequency. I'm talking about frequency like, are you going to show up? Are you going to put the repetitions in? Are you going to show up every day? Are you going to become frequent? Are you going to frequent places that have education? Are you going to frequent more places that's going to empower you with knowledge? Are you going to frequent the speakerfocus.com platform so you can show up and get more information? I mean, frequency is what it's about. If you're showing up often and frequent, that means that you're developing a nonstop learning habit of continuous education. That's frequency. How frequent do you have things on your calendar that are of action? Discipline, confidence, and frequency. If you stick to those three things for the rest of this year, you will get into action mode and you can accomplish the unspeakable, the unfathomable, and the unimaginable. You're capable of being able to do it. I believe in you. A lot of you just got to start believing in yourself. I'm going to open up the floor to questions right now. And happy holiday season to all of you. I hope it was everything you wanted it to be. I hope Santa has some nice gifts under the tree for you. And happy New Year to each and every one of you. I wish you nothing but the best on this platform. We're going to open up the floor with questions. Anybody raise your hand? Okay. Lisa Allman Baldwin is first up on the Q&A call for January 2nd, 2023. Hello, Lisa.
January 2nd, 2023, baby.
Yep.
I don't really have a question. I just have a comment. I'm ready for showcase. I
Good.
got my things down, my thoughts, my things down, my outfits, getting my mind right, and I can't wait to meet everybody. I've set out my goals for the year, and then I'm going to break them down not only by quarter,
Good.
but also I'm going to break them down by month, because that in my brain that helps me, have some seems like a shorter term goal there.
Yep.
And I spent all day today and most of yesterday, and I spent all day tomorrow before I leave, just working on my follow-ups and new contacts and LinkedIn and updating things on my website. And I wrote 3 pieces of content today for email campaigns. I recorded a video yesterday and uploaded it. So
got you.
I'm not playing.
It sounds like it. I'm glad you brought that up, Lisa, that you had things written down on your vision board. Another thing that, allows you to be consistent, have that discipline I talked about, build confidence every day, and then show up with frequency. It's the vision board. It's the roadmap. It's the action plan. A lot of people don't understand that it's a scientific proven fact. 95% of written goals manifest themselves into completion. This is not an accident. So when you create the vision board, and it's not just about pictures and things you want, like material stuff. That's cool, because you do need to put those things out there in the universe. You do need to put those pictures up of that new house you want to build. You do need to put that stuff up, the car that you want. You do need to put all those things up on a vision board, so your subconscious can start understanding exactly what it's visualizing every day. So visualization is really, really key. But now you got to actually write those I am statements out. Do you realize that every single goal and I'm just giving you an example, because it's easy to tell it, it's easy to say it to you, but you got to know what it's like when it's in action. 7 years ago, when me and Auston met, the first meeting that we had, no, I'm gonna say the second meeting we had, then what we were doing, we laid out the framework of what we wanted to accomplish together. Now, mind you, when we first had on our sheet, what we had on our list, it was probably like 5 pages long. It was categories and subcategories, and then all the, the resource allocation it was going to take to accomplish all of this stuff, from brand KTR to a coaching program to digital marketing. We laid it all out. Then we started to work on that list. The first time, those 5 pages, it probably took us, we had enough stuff on there to last us for the first 2 years. And when I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this, not only did we accomplish every single thing that was on that checklist, but even more, because we kept adding to it. Once we accomplished something, we took it away. That was a working list. Now our list doesn't look that big anymore, because we don't have a lot of build out to do. We have some new things that we need to do, but write them down and be very specific about the action item that you write down, because your subconscious mind needs something to associate with the level of success that you're asking the universe for. So when you open up your mouth, you're releasing that statement into the universe. The universe is going to conspire, and it is going to support whatever statement that you say out of your mouth, whether or not it's negative or positive. So I'm glad you brought that up, Lisa, because having a vision board is so important. A lot of you haven't written down your goals for the year. You should have did that last year. If you're going to turn the page, again, you have to develop some new habits. A lot of you are just, your habit, you still want to feel comfortable. And the area that you need to move in to be successful is totally uncomfortable. And that's just the way it is. Now, Lisa, did you want to share anything else?
No, matter of fact, on NPR this morning, there was a piece on New Year's resolutions, and they were saying that resolutions are one thing, but it's when you set out intentions, and they said exactly what you just said about writing things down, and that the scientific fact about the percentage of things that come to fruition when people write them down.
Yeah.
And then as far as the vision board thing, I had done a vision board in 2012 for all these, things I saw my life going and everything. And even with life meandering like it does and things bottoming up and coming out. When I look on that vision board now, almost everything on that board has come true.
Yeah, because again, your subconscious mind has associated the blueprint and because you've given it a roadmap to follow. This stuff doesn't happen by accident. Listen, people that are really not serious about their goals, they have resolutions. It's nice to say in front of your friends when you're when everybody's knocking back some drinks at the New Year's Eve party. But then you really start to see, this is the reason why the wealthy control the 1% to 3% of this world. It's the reason why me and Auston are in the top 1% of income earners in the world. Why is that? Why is that? It's the habits. Me and Auston have the same exact habits when it comes to work ethic. He's super focused on what he's doing. I'm obsessed. That's the way you have to be. So now put the obsession up on your vision board and watch what starts to happen. Now, it doesn't just work if you just have a bunch of words up on a piece of paper or some pictures. You actually got to be doing something. I talked to a person today. They said, yo, my goal is to be a multimillionaire in 2023. Watch this, Lisa. I said, what's your plan? All I heard was crickets. You're telling me you want to be a millionaire, but you don't have no plan? I mean, you could have told me, you could have said, yo, a person with goals, they could sit up there and talk to you all day long about their goals. They could tell you exactly what needs to happen step by step by step by step by step. That's why I don't need a resolution. It's bullshit. It's also a belief. This is something that society has taught you to say, like, right around holiday time, I'm going to give me some New Year's resolutions. It sounds good, but gym memberships are up 75% in January. By the time April rolls around, nobody's going to the gym no more. You know why? Because they don't want to endure the pain. I'm right in there with them. I got a gym in my house. And, it takes discipline to hit the gym. Hey, so I was focusing on too much of the other stuff and wasn't focusing on my gym, wasn't focusing on my health. Until last year, I got on Viome and I turned the corner. See, you don't need big shifts. You need small shifts every single day. Lisa, the people who are super successful in business, I've been studying the top 3% of the most successful people in the history of business since the beginning of time. Every single last one of them have the same habits. They're all super focused on one thing. And then once they get good at that one thing, then everything else they want to do starts trailing behind that one thing. When I interviewed the Hall of Fame basketball coach, John Thompson, he says, anybody who I've ever known who was successful, they are fanatical. He said they are obsessive with one thing. What he was good at, he wanted to be a basketball coach. And he was one of the best basketball coaches in the history of the game. That's what he left behind for this world to know about him. What are you going to leave behind with your piece? And I'm in the legacy building stage right now of my life. The next second is not guaranteed to you. We lost a lot of good people in 2022. Some more people are going to fall. We don't know who it's going to be. We hope that it's not us. Use the breaths of life wisely in 2023. Write down your plan and on your vision board and start getting into attack mode, because your goals are not waiting for you. Your goals are going to just stay dormant, laying on the sidelines. You got to do something to activate it. Anything else you want to say, Lisa? It's always good, even when you don't have a question that you heard on, public radio you listened to this morning?
It was on NPR.
Yeah, NPR. Okay, so, and, again, successful people, they use the right kind of vernacular. The majority of people say they got New Year's resolutions. What does that mean? Talk to a successful person and see what they say. They say, oh, I got an action plan. Have you ever talked to people in your family and you ask them how they're doing? And they say, man, I can't call it. Ain't nothing going on. You got to get away from people like that. A person like that has no goals. Ask me what I'm doing. You don't want to ask me what I'm doing. Lisa, I don't want to ask you what you're doing because you have a plan. Now, if you don't have that plan written up on there, you got no business telling anybody your goals at all, because all you're going to be doing is lying to them. First of all, you're lying to yourself. I deal with people that lie to themselves every single day. They don't want to accept the truth. You better wise up. That's all I can tell you. I've been talking to you for a long time about this stuff. A lot of you should know better by now. But you gotta strip away the guilt. You gotta stop beating yourself up. Oh, I did this. I'm such a bad person. No, you're not. You just had a bad day. You just were procrastinating about something. You just didn't get it perfect. And none of us are getting it perfect. So just take it easy on yourself. If you start focusing on the action instead of beating yourself up, maybe you'll be in a better position right now. So, Lisa, I guess I'll see you at Showcase.
I will see you Wednesday night.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Travel safe, okay?
All right.
Appreciate you sharing. Appreciate you sharing. Thank you so much. What a way to start the year off right. Anybody else have any questions or comments that they have? Kind of quiet tonight. Okay. All right. Let's see who we got. Tyran, talk to me, brother.
Good evening, KTR. Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone's having a wonderful and blessed start to the new year. I really don't have questions. I just want to say that it's encouraging to hear so much optimism, positivity, and really detailed, defined strategy towards what it's going to take it to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, hearing these things over and over, I'm a big believer in positive reinforcement. And so getting this information and then understanding that it needs to be applied for us to be able to take that next leap is critical. So I hope everybody out there is truly listening and absorbing and actually thinking about what they need to do for themselves. I know I am. And a lot of this I've already started and I'm doing, but still to hear someone who is successful and is practicing this on a regular basis, like you said, doing it. That's what we all need to be doing it, making it happen. So other than that, that's all. I just comment and everything and just want to say I look forward to being at Showcase as well.
No problem. Tyran, don't go anywhere yet. I want to dialogue with you about that a little bit because, it's important that, people of your professional caliber, they come on the Q&A and they share, right? Because I want to dialogue with you about this, Tyran, because perhaps you can shine some light on this because, I follow your social media posts. Your content strategy is amazing and you're so consistent with your messaging all the time. And you took a tragedy and you turned it around and it's not just about the motivational, inspirational piece, even though you fall into that category where, my God, you almost lost your life and your spouse lost her life. But that just has that natural, like, oh my God effect. But the way you present your content is you give me a reminder about that every single day. So, and I'm sharing that with you because I know that you were a higher level business professional coming into this coaching platform, but your level of humility, when you were talking to somebody who clearly knew more than you was like, yo, wow, bro. I mean, like, honestly, like I've taken a lot of coaching and training, but nobody's ever put it to me like that. You said, KTR, what do we need to do to make this happen? Like when you made up in your mind before you hung the phone up, I was like, okay, Tyran, well, we can just take it to the next step and we can get you onboarded. So how is it, Tyran, that we judge each other based upon where we are? Like we do it all the time. It's a very competitive society. I want to know, why do you think that is? And why do you think people's self-esteem is so hurt when they say, oh man, Tyran Jackson, I'm not rocking a social media strategy like him. I don't have a website that looks like his, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. So what would you say to people that are like that? Just always looking at what somebody else is doing instead of focusing on them, because it's wearing them down and it's breaking down their self-esteem because they're like, damn, I'm not rocking like Tyran. What's wrong with me? Can you address that?
I think, and I can honestly say that I was a victim of this at one point in time.
I'm guilty.
Sometimes we get so starstruck at everything and everybody that we see, and they're doing it in a different way than we're doing. So we lessen ourselves because we're not reaching that level of success or, having that level of consistency that it takes to get there. I think the biggest lesson that we have to learn and we have to do, and this is preached on a regular basis, you have to understand the unique qualities that you have and focus on those. Don't get so struck into what the next person is doing. I think a lot of us, I might hurt some Thoughts are Phyllis here. KTR, you make it easy to do that, to be comfortable with doing that.
Say it.
But I think that sometimes people are so struggling with their own self-confidence that they just feel like they have to be a clone or be like somebody else to be successful. And their self-doubt, it exudes. And you got to get from a place of self-doubt to self-confidence. And so what you talked about earlier tonight about, these habits, these things, that confidence is critical.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think a lot of the time, and look, I'm gonna talk if you give me the time to talk, KTR.
Oh man, hey, bro, take your time. Listen,
okay.
I never rush a person when they want to share on the platform, because I'm asking you for a reason, Tyran, because your mindset, bro, you had it before you came in here, and I learned from all of you, and I'm listening to you. Go ahead, continue. We don't have to rush.
Yeah, no, my thing is that sometimes and I want to go back to the goal piece for a minute. Sometimes we set lofty goals, and sometimes they might be further away where we can't see the steps that it takes and the actions that it takes to get there. We start taking these steps and then we get frustrated because we haven't reached that major goal. What we need to do, I think, is you said it well, small wins every day. Small habits for a consistent period of time is going to build that confidence and get us out of that place of self-doubt. And if we can do that with blinders on and not be so captivated by what everybody else is doing. Yeah, it's great to see other people doing things to get ideas, but you don't want other people to decide for you how you need to run your life, run your business, be able to create your path. Ideas and advice is great when it comes from the right sources, but ultimately it's up to you to figure out what pieces I need to pull from KTR, what pieces I need to pull from Austin, what pieces I need to pull from the next person, and create your own plan, your own path. And don't make it so hard that if you don't get there right away, you get frustrated, but you need to make minor milestones along the way so you can be able to see that progress. That progress breeds confidence. And then as you get that confidence, you're not going to pay attention to what everybody else is doing so much. Then you're going to become laser focused on what you're doing and what you need to do. And it's going to make you more and more excited about getting back out there and doing more of what you need to do. All right, KTR, I'm going to stop there.
No. Listen, bro. This is why we dialogue about things like this, because everything you just said, that's mindset. That's mindset. Like a lot of coaches they become very successful, with marketing their online business through mindset coaching. There's a lot of people just simply don't understand that part of being an entrepreneur. That's where the struggle comes in. And the ones who are the most successful, those are the ones who really know how to endure unspeakable amounts of pain. It's like you have to learn to increase your tolerance threshold. Yep. And education and empowerment will do that when you get your hands on the right kind of resources. That's why I ask you the question, because I can sit back and listen to you speak all day long because it makes sense. You're breaking down your approach to how you did it. You're very methodical when it comes to that. I knew that about you when you came in. Tyran, do you remember we broke down your website? We literally did like a work session before you even started working with us. Remember?
Yep, I remember. I got the notes still. Yeah. No, I'm working on it, definitely. So
I was like, bro, you got it. You got it. Now, if a high level professional like you, who's already had success, who already had a really, really strong brand, you didn't need a lot of push in that area. You just needed to start locking into some micro specific activities. And this is why mentorship is so important. Yeah. Because you make the investment so you can learn all the things. Like it's like you say, man, oh, you heard the old saying, like, man, the old cagey fighter, like Bernard Hopkins, getting older. And then he gets in the ring with a younger fighter. He's an old wily veteran. He's cagey in there. He's smart. He's savvy. He understands. He's seen all the scenarios before. So then he can pull the tricks out of his bag and he can empower you if you're willing to listen. Yeah. And I needed to share that part of it with you. And I want to ask you another part before I let you go, because I want to get your mindset. Samantha, I do see your hand up. Thank you for your patience. So I have another side of it. There's one side of it that we're looking what everybody else is doing. And we let that fracture our self-esteem. And we say, oh, damn, I don't have 1 million followers. I don't have 20,000 followers. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Like, I hear this every day. Like, why would a person listen to me, what I have to say to speak, when all these other great speakers are out there? They just
Yeah.
caught up in the mix. Now, there's another side of it, Tyran. The other side of it is, why do you think people have so much ego, or they think they have it all figured out? And I deal with them every day. At least 70% of the people I talk to, all the subject matter experts, they look at it the total opposite of the way you did. You came in saying, oh, I didn't realize that, KTR. Oh, thank you for sharing that with me. Oh, that's what that's supposed to look like. That's the reason why I'm not doing this. That's the reason why my speaker business stalled out a couple years ago. This, bro, you got it. Whatever I shared with you, you took it and you were like, oh man, okay, he's doing all that for free? Man, let me go ahead and find KTR. I need to find my credit card, man.
Yeah.
Right? But there's a lot of people that are thinking that they have the whole game figured out. The entire piece, until they talk to me, because I'm the gold standard in this industry. And they got to go back to the bottom of the hill. Tyran, it's almost like they get offended because I'm sharing things with them, telling them the facts about how this business works, and they get pissed off. Yeah. Why do you think that ego and emotions get in so many people's way to prevent them from getting the mentorship that they really, really need and deserve?
So I got some thoughts on this. I definitely think when you get a certain level of success, it goes to your head in a lot of people's mind.
Yep.
And then they think that, okay, now that I'm doing, so I put it like this, using an analogy. Let's say you used to driving and going 50 miles an hour, right? And you stepping it up. You going up to 55 and you starting to leave these people going 50 behind a little bit. You think you're doing something, but then all of a sudden the car going 75 passes you and everything. You thought you were good when you were pulling away from somebody, but now you see somebody that's making you feel like I'm not doing what I need to do. I'm not going fast enough.
Right.
So now that triggers another sense of, okay, questioning myself a little bit. But going back to something you said in the beginning, and I can go in this a little bit deeper. I think first off, it comes to personality and personality style. And some of us have the ability to be able to be humble and listen to greatness. And when we listen to greatness, when we run across it, we're not intimidated by it, but we're willing to, I think I've done some things, but I know it's others that have done more. Let me sit my ass down and listen for me.
Always.
And let me do that. Whereas some people, they get stubborn. And then, so that's the opposite reaction. Okay, yeah, you're saying some great things, but, and then when that but comes in, now they're not listening to you anymore. They doing everything they can to not follow a guideline of a proven expert professional. And look, I'm someone who I believe in social proof. And it's one thing to say some things, but then it's another thing to be able to show the receipts. Let me see it. Let me see what you've done. And then when you see those receipts, then you're able to say, okay, this brother has created a path to make this work.
Correct.
And he's done it for other people. So why can't I humble myself to listen and learn from this? And I think that, it honestly, it comes down to self. And what are you willing to do to reach greatness? I'm willing to listen to greatness in order to get closer to greatness.
Yeah.
So,
one of my mentors taught me, never be afraid to recognize greatness when you're in front of it. Because if you can witness it and you can benefit from it in some kind of way, it's very rare that people are just like, hey, let me scoop you up under my wing and teach you all these life skills, teach you about the speaking industry. And this is why paying for mentorship, and it took me a long time to understand this, typically the mentor doesn't have the time to teach you for free because everybody is nipping at the heels trying to ask them, oh man, you know how many emails I get every single month?
KTR,
let me lay at your feet, man. Let me study. I'll be the best student you ever had. I get 100+ emails like that every month.
Bruh, let me say this. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm interrupting you, man.
No, it's okay. No, we interjecting. Go ahead.
Look, when it comes to value and knowing your worth and knowing how much the information you impart on somebody else can change their life, be crazy to do it for, to let people just come and do that. I understand giving people a gem here and there, but to take the time that it takes to share all the information and knowledge that you have in order to get somebody, a rookie to get up to that level, that's not only information, but that's also time and patience to be able to watch somebody get to that point and be willing to work with them. And the other piece of it too is that oftentimes I think people don't value something that they don't have to pay a premium price for.
Of course.
You set it aside if you didn't have to pay nothing for it, or you, like you said earlier, when it comes to priority and how people are going to make things important. Oh, if I didn't put much in it, I'm not vested in it to that great level. So I'm not going to worry about doing this today. I'm not going to worry about doing it next week. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
So I think that, it's this whole dynamic, but when you realize that the investment that I make is going to pay off 10, 50 times over. Look, to me, I'm a very logical, rational person. It doesn't take a lot for me to see when certain things are going to get me to that next level. And I just need to sit back and I need to listen, learn, and observe and figure out how to execute and implement those things into what I'm doing. Absolutely. I might not take everything, but I feel like I'm smart enough and aware enough to be able to say, okay, that might not work for me, but all these other things will. So,
and I'm glad you brought that point up, because that's what we're doing at speakerfocus.com. We're just giving you a baseline. You don't have to agree with everything we say. I love it when I send over the information and the student says, well, KTR, the way I saw it, the way I wanted to fit into my brand is, because at the end of the day, we work for you. I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't consider that, but I'm glad you brought that to our attention. That does sound better with what I gave you. So let's see how we can integrate both of them. It's always a collaborative effort.
Yep.
I'm not here to tell you what to do with your brand. I'm just giving you a baseline to give you the best chance to connect with the person that has the budget. Now, anytime I see something, I'm very lenient when it comes to brand. I don't be playing around with people's brand. Excuse me, unless it's horrible. Because see, brand to me is the way you dress. Brand to me is the way you groom yourself, the way you wear your hair. It's the vernacular. It's the certain way that you say your words. Whether or not you have an overseas accent from France, or whether or not you're from Capitol Heights, Maryland, like I am. It doesn't matter. I don't play around with the brand. When I know somebody's in a groove like you, Tyran, I've never said anything to you about branding. All I'm here to do is point out the micro specific activity that you were not sure about. And those are the things, that's what we're supposed to be delivering to our clients, just like it is that you're supposed to deliver that to the meeting planner as well. So you have a plan, you got your vision board all laid out for the year and everything you're supposed to be doing?
I don't have a vision board. I got my goals laid out in detail.
Where are your goals?
I got to get there. What's that?
Where are the goals? Are they on your phone? Are they in the computer? Where are they?
They're on my computer. I got a goal tracking system where I keep track of what I do on a daily basis, but at the same time, I got quarterly goals laid out for the things I need to be doing and everything for the year.
Okay. Have you written out some I am statements? Yes or no?
I have not written out I am statements, so I've got to do that. Put a couple I am statements. It doesn't have to be anything gaudy, right? Maybe you just, maybe you can you can put a small one. My goals are very, very super focused this year, so I have them in a picture frame, sit on my desk. Every desk that I have, I got 3 offices in my house, so I have one of them on every single desk. That's good.
As a matter of fact, I got one hanging up in a picture frame right there over top of my desk. So every time I sit at my desk, guess what I'm doing? Looking at them same goals.
I'm about to say, you can't run from them when they're everywhere.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So just put a couple I am statements somewhere in the house, somewhere that's appropriate. That's why I put them in a picture frame, because I'm like, oh, I could get decorative with it. it matches the room, and I still looking at my goals every day right there. Or I can just put them in watch this, a small picture frame right there on the corner of my desk. It's just give me a little reminder. See, the subconscious needs reinforcement.
Yep.
Every single action that I take, every hand that I shake, every phone call, every Zoom session, every email, every single action is moving me closer towards that goal. We're just nibbling away at it one step at a time. Try that, Tyran. Tyran Jackson, am blah, 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 blah. I am. And watch what starts to happen to the mind.
I love it.
All right.
There you go.
See you at Showcase, brother. Make sure you be safe, man.
All right, I'll be there. Take care.
Train automobile. Be safe. All right. Talk
Yes,
to you
sir.
real soon. Okay. Samantha T. Mitchell, up for the 2023 campaign. How are you, Sam?
What's up, KTR? Flight 2023 has taken off.
I know that's right.
Yeah, so I love what you guys were talking about just now with goals and the IMs, and one of the tools that I'm leveraging now. I used to write it out, type it out, all that kind of stuff, but like I know what I know, and I would make the ones that I thought were cool. But I have an app now.
Okay.
It pops up throughout my day, and
Nice.
it has really cool ones depending on like what areas you want to focus on.
Okay.
So for those who are looking to amplify your affirmations, there's an IM app that you're able to leverage if you're interested.
Nice. Look at that. I am has an app.
Legit app.
Legit app. I hear you.
All right. So my question is, so holiday time, you're around family members, and it's really funny. People are like, "Oh, so you're the motivational speaker." So then I got this KTR pops up in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not a motivational speaker.
Mhm.
I'm a professional speaker. Look,
Right.
so no one in the real air quote real world differentiates between a motivational speaker, a professional speaker, a transformational speaker. The average mind,
They have no
is-
idea.
right. So then I started really thinking about it from the standpoint of like when because I put a reel on YouTube, and I was like, well, I can't call myself, like in order for it to be searchable, like I almost have to put motivational speaker, and then in the context put the other verbiage that I want to include. Is that something that you've come across relative to like the average meeting planner? I'm thinking, I mean, I'm not one, but if I was one, I wouldn't think to look for a professional speaker. I'm looking for a keynote speaker, a motivational speaker, those buzzwords, not the words that like we're trained to use.
Well, if you look at the most things that are searchable for my name, you type in Kevin T. Robertson, and the three things that drop down, number one is motivational speaker. The next thing is Kevin T. Robertson net worth. And then another thing is KTR, Kevin T. Robertson reviews. So those are the three main searches that happen every single day. Google does over 63 billion searches every single day. So somebody's searching your name. Now, yeah, they may be searching motivational speaker, but because they're searching it, I'm not doing any keywords where I want someone to find me as a motivational speaker. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm not going to be pigeonholed and put in that. I did enough of that. And even watch this. If you let them group you where you want them to group you, they're going to do that. It doesn't mean you need to accept that choice, because you're more than that, Sam. You're a business professional. You're an empowered woman of focus. You are multiple business owner. You're a family woman. You're career driven. I would pick all of those things before I said Sam is a motivational speaker. I would never put you in that category, because when you speak, I don't feel like, oh, this is the feeling. And I gotta say it like this, Sam, because this is how it comes off. When you give that shoe shine, kind of fluffy, making everybody feel good, when a speaker delivers that to the audience knows the difference when it's not authentic. I bet you the meeting planner knows the difference between a professional speaker and a motivational speaker. I'm a member of the International Association of Meeting Planners. My colleagues, see, I'm not just a speaker. My colleagues are rolling their eyes up in their head when they say motivational speaker. It cringes. I don't give a shit what the Google thing says, Sam. They're just, watch this. When you set up your Instagram account, do the drop-down menu. One of the selections is motivational speaker. Don't select that. Everybody else does it. Don't select it. Choose entrepreneur, choose education, choose something else that's in your field other than motivational speaker. From a marketing standpoint, Sam, you're a disruptor. Why would you want to be in the same category as everybody else? They're not searching you, looking for you as a motivational speaker anyway. Why not they search your name, and then whatever comes up now, I can understand who she is after I go to her website and I look at all her videos and I read who she is. I'm going to find out who she is because they're going to crawl around and they're going to click every single link possible. Control the narrative, Sam. This is the problem that I see every single day. Everybody's just saying, oh, well, just because everybody else is saying that the average Joe Blow. I've never had one meeting planner in the corporate and association market. When they wrote me a check for $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50,000, not one of them ever called me a motivational speaker. Not one of them, Sam. When I was for the first 7 years of my career, they will wheel me into the high school. Yeah, Kevin's here. He's our motivational speaker today. That's before I knew that this was a business called professional speaking. This is not called the motivational speaking industry, Sam. I don't give a shit what these other people are saying. This is called the self-help industry. And when I didn't know any better, guess what? I would go speak at a church. Yeah, KTR, he's here to inspire us, everybody. He's sent from God to inspire us. See, in the youth market, speaking to kids, yeah, Kevin's, this is before I was KTR. Kevin's our motivation speaker for the day. The teacher will hold me arm in arm. She will parade. The principal would literally parade me around to every single class, bragging about I was a motivational speaker. And I had my chest stuck out. Ignorant me to the facts. Didn't even know it was supposed to be called something else. See, Sam, in this industry, 85% of people are over here in that motivational, inspirational category. They don't know any better. Sam, I see this every day. They got it in the LinkedIn profile. They got it on their Instagram profile. They're dropping motivational videos on TikTok. They're looking like everybody else. Sam, if I were you, I would just stick to keep doing what you're doing. By the way, your social media strategy for the last quarter of 2022, fire. I love it.
Thank you.
Your LinkedIn strategy, amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't hear you saying nothing about your motivational speaker in that.
Well, no. So for LinkedIn, I decided to pick LinkedIn as the one that I would focus on the most. So I haven't really been on the other platforms as much. And I like Facebook, I'm not really marketing so much to people on my Facebook page because most of them are like family and friends. So I filter what I put on there. And then like all the other stuff is really just LinkedIn. I haven't really found anything worthy on Instagram. Maybe I'm missing it, but I'm just really focused on LinkedIn for now.
No, you could. I mean, listen, LinkedIn, I'm not even mad at you if you don't want to put any effort. But Sam, the reason why you want to put effort in everything in the other platforms is because, watch this, the old school meeting planners, they still love Facebook. The younger meeting planners love Instagram. So you might catch one or the other on either platform. I'm doubling down on my TikTok strategy and ramping up my efforts. I really haven't had the time to put into it over the last 3 years, but I got some things happening differently. We're adding some more people to the team. We're delegating more, so it's going to free up more of my time. So I'm going to be pushing out more content at scale because I really see the value in hitting an audience. TikTok used to just be for kids. Well, I remember when Facebook used to just be for college students. But now everybody is on Facebook. Think about the meeting planner. Now, LinkedIn is going to be the best because that gives you the most professional reach and it gives you the most organic reach as well. So I'm just telling you that when it comes to marketing and somebody who has got millions of branding impressions, that is if you want to create some real differentiation. And Sam, I heard you laughing when I said I went to the church. Yeah, KTR's gonna come in here and inspire. God sent him in here so he can inspire us. This is how they used to talk to me. But see, I saw how they were looking at me because I wasn't controlling the narrative. I didn't have it in my bio. When they used to read my introduction, Sam, when I was in the faith-based market, I used to be like Kevin T. Robertson. The T is for touched by the grace of God. That was my concept of branding. It was all fluffery. It was bullshit. I didn't know what I was doing. I just said stuff that I thought sounded kind of snazzy that felt good. I used to be called the motivational supercharger of the 21st century. Now, I created that brand because when I interviewed the celebrities, and I did that in the beginning with the introduction, I saw the way they were looking on camera. They were like, wow, they like the fact that I'm using that in my introduction. But I end up dropping it. I don't even say it anymore as part of my speaker brand. I don't even say it anymore. I'm just KTR now, America's leading focus expert. So remember, Sam, what you're doing is working. I suggest you keep sticking to whatever it is you're doing. And don't worry about people that are not going to be able to find you when it comes to motivate. Listen, if you type in motivational speaker right now, it's going to be some speakers bureaus and somebody who is controlling motivational speaker either through Google AdWords or either they're running ads to control that space. So yeah, you have to pay to control that space. So that's just too difficult, Sam, for you to dominate. Type in motivational speaker and see what happens. Type it in right now, Sam, and tell me the first thing that comes up in your search. You don't need to worry about your name coming up in the first top 10 searches because somebody's paying a whole lot of money to control that space. Do it right now and tell me what you see. I believe it's going to be a speakers bureau, or you're going to see a couple people that own real big training companies and stuff like that. They're paying for that.
First one that pops up is Dan Rooney. He's got a sponsored ad.
Dan Rooney, okay? Dan Rooney, sponsored ad. Go down a little bit more. Tell me what you see after the sponsor ads. And that's Google AdWords. He's paying.
Les Brown, Eric Thomas.
Les Brown, Eric Thomas. You know why? Because when somebody types in a search, those are the most searched motivational speakers in the world. You know why? Because Eric has that as part of his brand. He doesn't mind. Me, I don't want to have nothing to do with it, but Eric doesn't mind because he's in the very small percent. Les Brown, the world's leading motivational speaker, is part of his branding. Eric, E.T., has it as part of his branding. Jeremy has it as part of his branding. They got an ad going right now on Facebook. They're doing stuff together. They're playing off the motivational. Anybody else that tries to pull that shit, it's not going to work for them because they're dominating the top. Sam, I'm talking the top 1 to 5% dominated the top. What's that other gentleman you just gave me? What's the next search under that?
Nick Vucci or Vikishi, and then Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy.
Oh, that's Nick. Yeah, that's Nick. That's Nick. Yeah, Nick Vikishi. He doesn't have any he doesn't have any limbs. Yeah, I did a speaking engagement with him one time. Go ahead. Go to the next one.
All right, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy.
Yep.
Dave Ramsey.
Yes.
Amy Purdy.
They all pay for that space. They either pay for the space or the ones that you don't see the ads. They're the most searched motivational speakers in the world because that's how people associated with them because they have the really, really big brands. As you can see, if you're not in the top 10, Sam, you can go to the next page and it'll probably give you some other top 100 motivational speakers or whatever, but you're not going to locate anybody. Now, when you put your name in there, see what you want to do is dominate the name. Type in Kevin T. Robertson and see what happens. You want to control the narrative, Sam. Sam, watch this. Watch this, Sam. This is what you want when you do a search. When you type in motivational speaker, okay, so let's just do a test real quick. Hold on, I got to turn my sound back on. Okay, Sam, let's just do a test. This is for everybody. Pay attention. What is a motivational speaker?
Motivational speakers frequently mentioned on the web include Nick Vujicic, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, and others.
Vujicic, right? You heard what she just said, right?
Yep.
Voice VR. Voice recognition is huge. If your business is not recognized by voice recognition, you're in trouble. Who is Kevin T. Robertson?
According to KevinTrobertson.com, Kevin T. Robertson is CEO and co-founder of Speaker Focus. Since 1988, he has delivered 2,700 plus paid keynote speeches, public and on-site seminars.
What did I say? Control the narrative, right, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
They go to my website where I control what I want the people to see and what I write. Put the facts on there. That's all you got to do. Everybody should do a search on your name right now. And if nothing's coming up, it means you ain't controlling the narrative. And it also means, Sam, that you're not posting enough content on your social media. See, some of y'all are veering away from social media because you're scared of it. I'm telling you right now, this is how you control the narrative. Google is not going to do it for you, Sam, unless you're spending a whole lot of money to get in that same space as the top motivational speakers in the world. Once they go past page 1, page 2, you can forget it. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Yep, I got it.
Or let me say, type in Samantha T. Mitchell and see what comes up. Who is Samantha T. Mitchell? You hear that?
Nothing.
Right. You know why? Because it's Samantha T. Mitchell. The first thing that pops up is your LinkedIn, your Amazon with your book, videos, YouTube. So Sam, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go your website. What's your website called?
SamanthaTmitchell.com.
All right. So you don't have it tagged the right way. You need to go and you need to put the official website of Samantha T. Mitchell. And then you need to, and then in the tag, whoever does your web design, they need to change, go to the back end and say, what is going to be seen in the search? It's a box that says what is going to be seen in the search. And then you're going to drop that verbiage in there. So when I say, who is Samantha T. Mitchell? And Samantha T. Mitchell is the CEO of blah, 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 that little blurb right there. And Google's going to pick that up. It's probably going to take maybe 7 to 10 days or maybe 2 weeks for it to propagate, but you're going to be able to see it. Go to your web designer and go and tell them to go to your back end office, like in Wix. They have this section in there. What's going to be seen coming up as a searchable link. And that searchable link right there, you can copy and paste that information. So when I say Samantha T. Mitchell, that's the only reason why it's not coming up. You're not controlling the narrative. You should be doing that on every single one of your social media platforms. The links is what create the amount of volume that you need to create so that they know that they got that one, oh, damn, she's not a motivational speaker. Well, I can't search her there. That's right, you can't search me there, but you put my name in there and you're going to find out everything about me. And it's not like you don't have strong links, Sam. It's just that VR, you're not manipulating it the right way. You're not controlling the narrative like a lot of you aren't doing. Now, that's one little tip that you learned tonight. That's what makes you important. When Google says, who is Kevin T. Robertson? That's what's important. They're going to know who I am based upon the information that I put in there that I want them to know. Why do you think I have that stuff up there? You know why? Because when the meeting planner does that, oh, by the way, Sam, did it say I was a motivational speaker?
No, it spoke about speaker focus.
Case closed. Because that's what I want you talking about. What do you want me talking about, Sam, when I do a voice recognition on your name?
Transformational speaker.
It better be wheels up. It better see she's CEO of that new Sam, don't stop playing with me, Sam. It better be wheels up. I need to see all that type of stuff. You can drop that in there. She is CEO of a nonprofit called blah, 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 blah. Her mantra is wheels up. That's what I need to be hearing, because that's the value. Oh, damn, I could find her on the Google. That's way more powerful than me searching your name as a motivational speaker, Sam. Have I made that clear enough for you?
Yes.
Do you understand why it's not important to be in the category with the rest of the motivational speakers?
Yeah, I do.
Because unless you're Tony Robbins or Nick or Les Brown or any of those people, that they purposely have motivational speaker in their brand because they're the most searched people in the world. Everybody else is competing for motivational space in their category. You can forget it. There's a whole nother lane over here that you could be dominating, by the way, all by yourself. Sam, I never met anybody in your industry that rocks like you, that has a brand like you. You don't even need to be, from the way you wear your hair, with the way you talk, with the way you post, your graphics, your whole brand. It's just different. You just got to finish the job and stop listening to everybody else talking about motivational speaker. It doesn't count where it's supposed to count, Sam. It don't put no money in the bank. It puts money in the bank for Tony Robbins and Les Brown and all them other cats because they got really, really huge brands. But if you're not, hey, if you're not on that level, it's not going to work for you. I deal with speakers every single day. I could roll off a list of 1,000 speakers you ain't never heard of before. All of them make $500,000 to $1 million a year. And they don't get searched under motivational speaker either, but they killing it in the corporate and association market. Any other questions or comments, Sam?
Yeah, one last thing.
Joseph,
so-
I do see you right there. I apologize, Sam. Joseph, I do see your hand up. I'll be right with you as soon as I let Sam take her time and finish talking about what she's talking about. Go ahead.
So as far as the reel goes, I'm trying to differentiate what content I would want in a reel, because I have another reel, and I without putting the same things in both of them,
Okay.
I'm struggling with what content to put in there. So what I even put stuff from, like, there's a piece of the showcase that's in my current reel.
Okay.
But as far as giving additional content for a new one, that I don't really know how it's going to be flowed out. Like, I don't know what to put, to be honest.
Okay, here's some ideas. Okay, so what I would say is, in your other reel, are you talking about any of your new signature programs that you learned when you came on board as Speaker Focus?
You want to know what the irony is?
What's that?
Yes, that's what's crazy. And I didn't think I was. So when I went, I'll send you a link to it. But
Okay.
when I did it, it was actually after we spoke and I talked about transformational leadership. So I do capture that because I did an interview portion as well where that information was captured.
Okay. Have you seen your red carpet interview with me yet? You got the link for that?
Yep, I have the link.
Okay, you got the link. So so besides your logo, your signature programs, your branded email address, the stuff you're gonna put in there for your intro, for your outro, you maybe just need like 5 to 10 pics. Sam, I know you're not slacking on any pictures, so just throw some of the new pics in there. What I also told a person that said they didn't have a lot of pics. So I said, okay, all right, no problem. They didn't feel like they had some good pics from the showcase, or they didn't have any good pics. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna have Sion do a freeze frame on a money shot and use maybe 3 or 5 of those. You only need maybe 5 to 10 pictures. You only maybe need a couple of video reels, because we're going to put the filler stuff in between all your showcase stuff, and then boom, it's going to be done. Your reel is only going to be like 3 to 5 minutes. You don't need to give them a lot in order for them to finalize it. And he's going into the completion of everybody's right now, because people are starting to send in their content. What I would do is send them what you have. And then I would look at the rough cut and be like, you know what, because I'm going to review everybody's rough cut. And I'm going to say, you know what, Sam, I think that it's rocking like that, but maybe you're missing a piece here or there. What I also would recommend to you is this. Go look at some of the top women empowerment speakers and then see what their videos doing on another level and see if they're incorporating something in there. Maybe you're missing a talking headshot, Sam. Maybe you can like literally sit at your desk and like deliver a talking headshot. I guarantee you, if you start, like, go to my speaker video demo and listen to all them sound bites, then I'm directly talking to the meeting planner. Do you have any footage like that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll send you what I have from my speaker demo, and then we could figure out a strategy from there, because I like what I have, but I don't want to create 2 of the same things. I don't want
you don't have to. You don't have to. Sam, I'm telling you, I know for a fact, if you put 4 different outfits on and you do a talking headshot on the tripod from your camera phone and you just start delivering content, you know, one of the things, this is what you can do. One of the things that I realized throughout the pandemic by working in the aviation industry was you could have somebody walking around and getting a different angle, right? You could just get sound bites and they can take the clips from that and integrate it into your speaker video demo. You can like do a narration if you want to, Sam. I don't recall seeing a narration in the other speaker video demo. Am I wrong?
No.
You can narrate it. What's wrong with doing that? You can do your own narration. But the narration can have the sound bites talking to the target buyer who hires you to speak, helping them solve the problem. Okay, you might have talked about transformational based leadership. Pick another one of your signature programs and take a little deeper dive. Go grab a bullet and talk about that. See, if you give 4 or 5 clips with some sound bites, he can integrate that in there. Speaker video demo's done. Because we have 4 camera angles from your showcase footage. There's no way it's gonna look like the other one. And you had on different clothes? Come on now, Sam. It's not gonna look the same.
No, I don't think it'll look the same. I was just trying to make sure, like, as far as the additional footage that I have, that it wasn't the same stuff in both of them, so.
Sam, you want to put it over the top? I'm telling you, do like a narration. Like you could supply a voiceover if you wanted to. Go back and listen to Nikki do the voiceover on my speaker video demo. And look at the way I put it all together. I did like some narration. It was my voice was playing when I was hitting the bag at the beginning. But you know where that voiceover came from? That voiceover came from one of the clips when I was doing the sound bites, when I got like 11 different color KTR polo shirts. And all I did was just I literally put on 11 different color shirts: white, black, teal, dark blue, brown, yellow, sky blue. I went down a whole color spectrum. Red, I put them all on. And I spoke for 5 to 10 minutes with each one of them shirts on. I didn't even use all the footage. I didn't even use all the colors. I only used like 3 colors maybe, because I shot so much. I was sitting there with Michael and I was like, okay, what we need is that right there. What I'm trying to accomplish with my speaker video demo is that right there. So what I did was I purposely picked out the sound bites that was speaking to the meeting planner, because I understood that that's where the real value was. You look at anybody's speaker video demo, they're not even on my level or higher, but the ones that's really getting money on a consistent basis, they always deliver the value to the meeting planner. And I can guarantee you, if you do a narration and you deliver some sound bites that you've never said before, speaking to your target buyer about your signature programs and how much it can help them grow their organization, how much transformation will really occur. Well, why is your organization struggling with transforming? Why have we been decimated throughout the pandemic with transformation? Why haven't we been able to transform? Why don't we like change? But what I learned by working in the aviation industry is, now that voiceover may be gone without your video being seen. It just may be a dope thing that you said during that period of time, and Sion can use that clip right there. See, you got to think sound bites and power phrases. You can't be thinking too long. We don't need long. What we need is the clip, the video to turn over every couple seconds. You want them saying, damn, her signature programs, damn, that's very insightful what she said. Boom, go do some talking headshots, Sam. Or either hire somebody and shoot some talking headshots. You could do that right from your phone, very casual. If you don't have the footage, create the filler stuff. Just send them over what you got and let's go from there. How does that sound?
Yep, that's good.
All right, that's coming. I got somebody on the job now. So whenever you get all your stuff over, he'll give you a timeline, confirm that we got it, and then he'll give you a timeline on when he can complete it. At least I got somebody on it now. I don't have to worry about those not getting done. As soon as everybody gets the information over, he's gonna give you a timeline on when he can turn it around. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Sam. Be well.
Too.
Keep growing. Keep growing. Send D and the family my love too, by the way. Joseph, talk to me, brother. Joseph, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing,
Oh.
KTR? Good morning.
I'm doing super fantastic. What part of the world are you in there, Joseph? Saying good morning.
I'm still in Vegas actually. So it's just I've been digesting all of this greatness that you've been putting out tonight. But
Appreciate it.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you. Likewise, to you and the family.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Listen, maybe this will be a case study for everybody because I'm a little bit further behind in my marketing, probably because I just started. So hopefully I can add value as well. I appreciate the back and forth with the signature programs and the mainstay headline and all that stuff. And I think we're getting close. My question is, as we start to, and I think Tyron hit this pretty good, having those little victories, I think it's huge as people get a little bit further along, especially with social media. With that whole dialogue you just had was awesome. because, and just to add to that a little bit, I mean, remember folks that everything is a search engine these days. So it'll show up, right? And and I think that's fantastic that you went through all that. But as far as my situation goes, the you know, as I'm digesting this marketing material, putting together the speaker info kit, and I got headshots done. I'm working on the website redesign and all that. It's a lot of legwork, as you know. So as I'm moving forward as to a goal for getting all this stuff done and really wanting to push out to the meeting planners and event planners, my question is this. I got a goal of about, let's say the 15th of January to have all of this ready to go. And at that point, as I jump to the 25,000 range, how do I approach those first bits without making it seem like I am desperate for that, right? Like if like I want them to find me, I want to show that I have value. Here you go, meeting planner. Here's these resources. How do I have that conversation?
Okay. All right, Joseph, let's go back to our very first conversation. Remember I played a game, what you call what if.
Yeah.
And what I did was I had you take a look at my website versus your website, not to compare, but I said, what if your website had the same functionality as mine? What if the meeting planner was looking at 4 solid signature programs? Joseph, you have a very common problem. You're like super talented. You're a specialist, a subject matter expert, leading authority, a trusted advisor. You're a pilot, for God's sakes. You got to be pretty smart to do that. So you have military experience, and then you got into commercial flying. And then now you have this wonderful business that you started, which you know how to deliver the value. But because you've been so skilled and top heavy, you've been obsessive with aviation. You've been obsessive with your job. You've been obsessive with serving your country. So you're lacking copywriting skills. So 90% of the people I talk to, so are they.
Right.
Because they're so damn good at what they do. They haven't ever really considered, oh shit, I got to actually be good at writing copy. Some of these people are flabbergasted when I tell them. You were a little bit surprised that it was that important. Now are you starting to see with the back and forth with me helping you out with your signature programs? And by the way, you're almost there. But with one more submission, we should be there.
Okay.
But are you starting to understand the way you think it should be done and the way I present it and put it together to the person that controls the budget? When I make the changes, I'm making the changes for that reason.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's night and day compared to what I had. So
it's night and day. That's what I'm saying. So in order to get you there, let me finish because I want to answer your question. What's going to get you there is confidence. To have the proper pricing conversation, to start asking for the 10 to 25K. And I believe that you genuinely are worth it on that level, because it's just like what I just said to Samantha. How can you substantiate and justify your value? You have to do it with your phraseology and your messaging. Now you're struggling with it right now, Joseph, because you're thinking, damn, I still got to rely on KTR to get my messaging right. But you're better off than when you first started. And believe me, you're about 75% there. Another 25% of us going back and forth to clean up the rest of the phraseology. See, it's the way I'm phrasing the verbiage versus the way you phrase it. And see, here's the challenge. I know when you get on stage to speak, it's going to come out the right way. But we're not worrying about you getting in front of people to speak. That's not your challenge. The meeting planner is the gatekeeper. Yeah. And there's a reason why that verbiage needs to be micro specific and dialed in. That's the reason why I'm on you like white on rice, but it's gotta be right. Because the person that controls the budget, they're not looking for you to talk them into it, Joseph. Mm-hmm. They don't want to know how amazing you are. Most speakers lead with their credentials. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. They don't care. They don't care about your story. They don't care about motivational inspiration. What they care about is, can I go to his website and look at those 4 signature programs? Can I look at the value in those opening paragraphs and the bullets? Is he going to give me some key takeaways? Is he going to help me achieve my desired outcomes, all of my learning objectives? Is he going to do that for me and my audience before I say yes to hire him? Yes, it's amazing what he's been able to accomplish, but where's the value?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you the first stage to substantiating your value and the first level of confidence that you need is through those signature programs. Remember, you're 75% there. Second stage is what you told me you're already working on. Your website needs to be meeting planner friendly and leadership centric. You were already, you know, leadership like the back of your hand. You knew it before you even came into this coaching program. Now what we got to do is put the polish on it. We got to upgrade your website because it was just a little flat.
Right.
And we need to get you a killer sizzle reel. Remember what I just told Samantha. Do a talking headshot. You can do this right from your phone, by the way. The video quality is going to be amazing. You can go, you know what I would do if I were you? I would go have somebody shoot some video at the airport with some planes flying in the background. And I would just have you do just a candid shot. Or have you go, you can do it while you're in the cockpit if you want to.
Right.
And you can say, you know what? Let me ask you a question, Joseph. What is it that you think about before you take off and you flip all those buttons and you go through the checklist with you and your crew before you're clear to take off from the tower? What is it that you personally think about every time you take off?
I'm thinking about, I try to clear in my head, honestly, like, hey, it's game time, right? So
Okay.
if there's an engine failure or some sort of emergency on takeoff, I need to be ready to handle that. And so I try to compartmentalize anything that's going on in my life and put that aside because I got 180 souls or more back there that are depending on me to do the right thing, right? So so that's the most important thing is just, all right, everything's done. Let's just clear the head and get ready to go.
Clear your mind. So you cannot, you realize that you're responsible for lives. That's very responsible. You got to just, I don't care what you're going through. You got to zero all of that out, focus on the mission at hand, taking off safely, having a safe flight, landing safely, and repeat the process. Is that about correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. No problem. So remember how much confidence it takes to do that. What happens if your confidence is fractured? Then you can't go up in the air. What happens if you're not mentally okay? What happens if you're emotionally? You see it in your industry all the time, right? You see some of your colleagues, they get burnt out. They have to take a break.
Yeah,
it happens. So you got to do the same thing when it comes to phraseology and messaging. That's stage number one to building your confidence, substantiating your value. Stage number two, get your speaker info kit complete. Get your speaker video demo complete. Get your website upgraded and complete. Now you have completed stage two for your confidence and substantiated your value in stage number two. Phraseology and messaging, sales tools. Once you have all of those two things done, now you have leverage. Once you have leverage, now your confidence is there. Now you're going to be able to say, okay, so now, Joseph, I'm the meeting planner. I go to your website and I look at all of what you've been able to accomplish. And now I'm feeling the confidence in the ability to hire you because you have done all the upfront work and now you don't have to do any talking. See, I don't really want to talk to you. What I want to do is I want to see the value in your signature programs. I want to see the value in your speaker info kit, your speaker video demo. I wanted to answer every question that I have. I wanted to give me every reason why I need to hire you. I wanted to show me all of your value, all of your credentials listed in chronological order, your degrees, awards, citations, certifications, commendations, accreditations, testimonials for third-party validation, pictures of you working in your space, all your contact information on the footer of every single page, your signature programs, opening paragraphs, bullets. After this program, you're going to be able to. That's about 15 to 20 pages. And the reason why I want you to put it together like that is because I don't want you over talking. So when it's time to have the pricing conversation, you're going to have confidence, Joseph. You can't do it unless you complete all the things that we're respectfully requesting you to do. You got to clear out your head, just like how you do before you take off in flight with you and your crew. You have to do the same thing here. This is a teachable moment for the rest of you. This man just asked me, a successful commercial airline pilot just asked me, how do I have that conversation with the meeting planner? You got to have the same kind of confidence when you fly that plane. But you're not going to have that unless you finish up these signature programs, which are 25% of the way. I guarantee you the next time you submit it to me, I'm going to tweak it. I'm going to say, Joseph, this is ready to go. Move on to the next thing. I already approved your bio. Is that correct?
Yes, you did. Yeah.
I already approved your bio. Now, you're in the mode of working on your upgrading your website, speaker video demo, and speaker info kit. Is that correct?
Yes, that's where I'm at.
We got to be super focused on that right now. This is a stage in the coaching program where students lose focus because it feels uncomfortable going back and forth with the graphic designer and then organizing all the content. You got to get them all the content that they need, put it together and send it over to me. And then let me say, oh, this is amazing. This is horrible. It needs some work. Go back and fix this. Go back and fix that. Once you finish that, now you're able to have the confidence with the meeting planner to part your lips and have this kind of conversation. Let's say they did go to your website and you really got this stuff done. And now you're to the point where you're ready to start doing outreach. And me and Austin teach you how to send out 25 to 50 cold emails every single day. Now you're getting meeting planners on your calendar. When you're on a layover, you're able to return these calls, right? So now they say, hey, Joseph, we clearly see the value. We want to hire you for our upcoming Men's Empowerment Conference in San Diego. Remember, 3 indicators that you know they're serious about hiring you to speak. Indicator number 1, they have a date to offer you on the calendar. Indicator number 2, they have a budget to discuss. Indicator number 3, they have a venue for you to speak, whether or not that's virtually or on site. When they do, and all the stars line up, and you're going to know it because you're going to remember, oh shit, KTR told me they're not serious unless they can't have 2 of 3. They can have 1 of 3. They need to have 3 of 3. That way, you know they're serious. When they are, and they say, Joseph, we got Mandalay Bay coming up. I'm sorry, we got the San Diego Convention Center coming up April 13th through the 15th, 2023, this year. But we need to know what the budget is. We're going to have a committee meeting, so we need to know what your budget is. You're going to say, Ms. Johnson, my fee schedule is as follows. $15,000 USD for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. $20,000 USD for the full day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. No, I'm sorry, which is 2 to 4 hours. What I say, 25,000 for the full day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. Those are my domestic fees plus business class accommodations, hotel and airfare for 2. That's first class, by the way. You should be requesting a $100 meal per diem each day to have you on site. This is an exact script, by the way, Joseph. This in the speaker toolkit on the back end of module number 2. Your ground transportation should be luxury town car, SUV, or limousine that picks you up to and from the home or tour city destination airport. And if you have to go speak outside the continental U.S., United States, all the fees double on all levels plus expenses. Now, if you don't get all the rest of this stuff done that I'm telling you about, you're not going to have the confidence to have that kind of conversation. You're going to have a script right in front of you. So when they ask you what the fee is, you're going to give them the exact verbiage. Do you understand now how when you finish all that stuff, you can have the confidence to have that pricing conversation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry, my dog's barking.
No, it's okay. He's excited. He's excited because we talked about getting this money.
Yes, absolutely. No, thank you. That was, yeah, no, I remember I watched that lesson, but you're right. Like if I don't get the rest of this done, it's worthless. So
It's what exactly. And watch this. Your confidence is being fractured every time we're dragging our ass. Now we're saying, oh man, well, what is it going to be like for me to become a high fee speaker? You already are a high fee speaker. No one's just ever taken the time like we're doing now to go over this with you, to give you the exact verbiage. You're going to have the exact script. And you're going to have the booking information packet that's going to break down every single thing in your fees that it's going to take to hire you to speak. You're going to verbalize it to them, and then you're going to send it over. So all the committee members are going to be able to see it. Oh, these are all his fees right here. And then they have more respect for you, Joseph, when you have more leverage. Speakers are always undermining themselves. They're always devaluing themselves because they don't know how to have the proper pricing conversation. You're in your own way. You need to pull that script out and go over it verbatim. You should be saying it out loud to yourself every day. Why am I telling you to say it out loud? Because audio learning is so important. Think about your favorite song. Think about your favorite sitcom. Think about your favorite movie that you've seen.
Right.
I've seen Scarface at least 75 times, literally from beginning to end. I've seen Rocky probably more than that. And I'm talking Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've seen all of them. I love it. I love the way this guy, they told him that he couldn't even make this movie. They didn't even want him to star in the movie, Joseph.
Yeah,
They
isn't
said,
that
no,
amazing?
your face isn't right. Your face, they was telling him that he didn't look like a leading man.
Mhm.
They wanted to buy the script and get rid of him. They wanted to pay him like $75,000. I think Rocky made something like $10 million because he stuck to his guns and believed in himself. That dude literally created a franchise, and now he got the Creed guy. Well, let me tell you something. When Sylvester Stallone is gone, that guy that's playing Creed, he gonna be doing Creeds for the rest of his life. That's the kind of legacy that you can leave. All you got to do is get it right one time. All I'm asking you to do is just finish up your sales tool so you have the level of confidence to talk to a meeting planner. And I know you still may not believe that you're worth the 10 to 25,000. I'm telling you that you are. I assess speakers professionally every single day. I've never had a speaker like you on our platform. Former stealth bomber pilot, turned commercial airliner. Now he's just coach and consultant, doing all these wonderful things. It's the first time I've ever seen it. I was thrilled to work with you when you told us that you wanted to be on our platform. You got to finish the job now. See, I know that the value's there. And when the meeting planner sees it, bro, you're like one of those military personnel when you got a general that's on the same, it's like 10 keynote speakers and one of them is a general.
Mhm.
Joseph Van Dusen is on it. He's a stealth fighter pilot. Like that's the kind of ring that it has. And you need to believe that of how much leverage that's going to give you in the marketplace. I'm sorry, Joseph, go ahead.
No, it's you're right. No, it's I just got to do the work and I'm going back and forth. Maybe I'm getting a little frustrated with it, but yeah, you gotta get it right. So.
That's all part of that all comes with the territory. Joseph, what is the one thing you notice when you show up on these Q&A calls and you hear me speak? What's your one observation that you're like, I noticed that about KTR every time I hear him talk? What is it?
KTR, you're confident, you understand your value, and you live in it. And that's the thing, like it's one of those things that I am becoming a better and better speaker, but you're right, it's not about speaking, it's about, so here's the thing. So I was having this conversation with one of my friends who's a entrepreneur here in Vegas. He's an ex-Secret Service guy, and he talks about the same stuff, and he runs this private protection VIP service, and he's having well, it doesn't matter, but anyway, so he and I are kind of in the same boat. He's like, man, you're a unicorn. And I'm like, you're a unicorn, and KTR, you're a unicorn. Like we need to harness all that. I feel like it's a disservice to the world. We've talked about this on our initial call. Like if I don't get the message out there of becoming a instructor in the B-2 stealth bomber and then falling down through divorce and building myself back up again, it's a tremendously important platform where people can grow. And if I don't figure that out, it's a disservice to me and everything that I've been through in life, and a disservice to God for that matter, because he put me through all of that to help people grow. And I'm very confident and passionate about all that stuff. But this marketing stuff, and the reason I brought up the Secret Service guy is because we are so ingrained in that world to being so secretive, to being so reclusive. We couldn't even have social media, and now I'm on it all, right? But for a business purpose,
right.
And it's not, and maybe that's something that people need to hear too, is that, hey, if you have personal stuff on your Facebook and stuff, you're wasting time, you're wasting effort, because it should be all about your brand and reinforcing. But it's but that was something new to me. When I met my wife, I didn't have any social media. I had totally divorced the whole thing, but then I realized you can make money off of it. Actually, I'm making money on Facebook Reels right now. And it's like you can leverage all of these platforms, but to me, that had to take it was a tremendous growth, because if I just wasn't into social media at all. And it was taboo. Like we couldn't even take pictures in the B2, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
you couldn't have your phone. So to me, to leverage and learn about all this marketing and sales, and that's something we didn't do well in the military at all either. It was about spending money. It wasn't about making money. So
Sure.
so I'm learning as much as I can and diving into it, but it's a lot of growth, and it's a lot of work, and I love it. And it's one of those things that you said earlier, like some of this stuff you're not going to like, right? But it's necessary to get all this stuff working for you.
Remember that discipline that you had when you were in the military. See, one of the things that I don't have to worry about when it comes to entrepreneurs and military personnel is they typically have an extreme level of discipline. They've been under so much pressure. Think about your job. You're in a very high pressure job, but you do it because you have so many hours in the air, and you do it without even thinking about it. And and we rely on people like you for air travel, man, to get us safely where we're supposed to go. I'm thankful for people like you. And what you got to understand is that a lot of times we focus on all the wrong things. We're so caught up on what we don't understand or how long it's taking. And we also get in a jam because we don't like the way the new thing feels. We're pissed because we rather be on the couch, Netflix and chilling with our significant other. We would rather be doing something other than, I mean, listen, man, it takes a certain kind of person in your mind to just say no to everything when everybody else is going out on sunny days. And, my family is going to family events, and they ask me, do I want to come sometime? And I tell them, nah, don't even think about asking me to go over there, because I got to make some sacrifices in the house. Now I pick my spots where I'm going to be a family man and I'm going to do what I need to do. But I don't spend a lot of time in the family room area with the girls. I don't. Right. That's their area. I don't have time to sit on the couch and watch the stuff that they watch. It is not the best use of my time. I have a responsibility to my clients, and I got a responsibility to them, because if this business don't work, there ain't gonna be no nice shit around here.
Absolutely.
I like a nice lifestyle that I busted my ass to create, not just for them girls, but for me as well. And I'm not going to relinquish putting in the effort. See, strong habits never go anywhere. Joseph, you have the habit. I believe that what's happening to you is that sometimes we get mired in self-doubt, and it literally will, it's controlled you for so long because you haven't done the things that a speaker is supposed to be doing. You still got some residue of shock left over from last year. You're like, man, I cannot believe that I didn't know about this shit for the last 5 years. Like, I'm pissed. Like, we've had conversations about this before. Like, you can't believe that you have to take this kind of deep dive into getting your messaging right. And of course it feels uncomfortable. You don't feel that level of discomfort when you're flying a plane. Remember when your ass was back in flight school when you didn't know what you was doing? How uncomfortable was that? Oh,
it was hugely uncomfortable. And one of my other mentors, he told me the other day, he's like, hey man, you're trying to fly a 787 when you're at, you got to do the work in the Cessna first, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense to me. So
exactly, that little one engine Cessna.
That's right.
Get that right first.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So you know what? Like I said, you're at a critical stage in this coaching program, because this is where students, they lose focus. They're like, okay, I got them through stage 1. They got their 4 approved signature programs. And they got their bio approved. And then they get to the sales tools and they're like, oh shit, I got some more work I got to do. Now I got to hire a graphic designer. I got to get my web designer on this. I got to start pushing out content. And sometimes they overthink it. Sometimes people just don't open up the door and start the conversation with designing and start giving them the content. And in your case, you're not even starting at the bottom of the hill. We're talking about upgrades, right. Not overhauling the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to be playing around with this. We need to get these 2 stages out of the way, and then we need to start doing outreach. See, when you start doing outreach, you're going to be ready and prepared, because I'm going to make sure you are, because you're going to print that script out and you're going to memorize it. Remember, you should be escalating it 10, you should be escalating at 15, 20, and 25. Now, when your calendar starts getting full of those kind of opportunities and you got to start like turning people away, see, you're going to understand something. Right now, you can't see the concept because your mind is not thinking marketing. You're not thinking, well, I'm going to have a problem one day when my calendar, if I'm sending out 25 to 50 cold emails and I really start getting hot on the speaking circuit, my job is going to start getting in the way. You haven't come to that realization yet because you're still struggling with your messaging. But one day it's going to be a problem. The job is going to get in your way because you got so many leads coming in. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, I've seen speakers like you that have those kind of credentials. Those are the speakers that go to the top. Every time I get a new credential added, my fee goes up. I just got me and Austin got a day named after. September the 3rd is Kevin T. Robertson, Auston Troyer, and Speaker Focus Day in Brooklyn, New York. It's the first time in the history of New York State that non-residents of Brooklyn got a day named after them.
That's awesome.
Would you say that that's a once in a lifetime something that happened? Would you say that adds to my value?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, I co-authored a book with Tony Robbins and Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, from ABC Shark Tank. I did that last year. Would you say that adds to my value?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's why when they called me and asked me did I want to participate in it, I said yes. Somebody just sent me a LinkedIn. Somebody just sent me a LinkedIn request. They want me to be on the cover of some business magazine, the top 5 business professionals to look out for in 2023. They asked me to be on the cover of the magazine. You think when I get on the cover of a magazine in the UK, that's going to add to my value?
Absolutely.
Well, there you go. See, if you just take this step, everything else, you have blessings waiting for you out there in this world. You have no idea. I didn't know I was going to get a day named after me. I didn't know I was going to co-author a book and be on the cover with Tony Robbins. I did not know that these things were going to happen on this level, but I didn't know that me and Austin were going to have the world's #1 platform for speaker marketing. But I'd like to see you try to search high and low for anybody that's willing to spend this kind of time with you on a Monday Q&A call and break this business down without rushing. It doesn't exist. So guess what? I'm a unicorn. You're a unicorn. We got a whole lot of unicorns on our platform. All of you should feel special that you're a unicorn. You don't understand it now, Joseph, but when you get into the marketplace and you go out there and you deliver that value to these meeting planners, they're going to be thanking you. I'm so glad that we hired him. See, once they get past the stealth bomber piece with you, once they're going to get past all of the high security clearance stuff, and they get a chance to really get into your messaging, it's going to blow them away because it's already there. You just got to not overthink it, bro. And you just got to put your head down and just finish the work.
Right.
That's it. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You got any other questions or comments you want to share?
No, thank you for taking the time. And I appreciate everybody for letting me have that time. It's good. So I'll get this to you and yeah, let's do it.
Joseph, remember, do me a favor. I want you to send me a support ticket and lay out your plan to me, what you're going to get done over the next 30 days. After I'm talking about beyond your signature programs, because I'm not really concerned about that. We're almost home free when it comes to that. We're almost to the point of Joseph approval. We already got your bio approved. Now I told you you're only 25% of the way there. I want to know what the plan is over the next 30 days for the speaker video demo, speaker info kit, and the website.
Okay.
If you could just send me that, just so I know. See, I need something where I can hold you accountable, Joseph. If I let you go right now and say, Joseph, just get it done. Well, what does that mean? I want you to show me what your plan is to get it done. And then let me support you in that plan.
Okay. It's
aggressive. Sound
good? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Mentorship is uncomfortable, Joseph. I
love it.
Try not to hate me too much. In the end, you're going to thank me.
Oh, I already thank you. KTR. It's awesome. So you don't get to where I've been in aviation without having thick skin. And it's one of the best things that you can have is a good, hard-hitting debrief. And I love it. I love the back and forth. It's fine. It's been growing and just taking the feedback and going with it and learning.
We're blessed to have you on the platform, brother. You keep your head up and you keep doing great work. And I'll see you through support.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all. Happy New
Talk to you
Year.
real good, man. Safe travels. Haley, talk to me. Haley is going to be our last call. If anybody else has any other, this is going to be the last call for questions. If anybody has any questions, please do raise your hand right now. If not, you can send your questions or your comments to support@speakerfocus.com. Anybody that's showcasing is coming up. This is going to be the last Q&A before we showcase in a couple of days. I'm probably going to send out one email tonight for anybody else who's showcasing. All of you have confirmed your flights. You've already confirmed. You confirmed your hotel reservation. You should have gotten the email that went out a couple days ago for your audio visual requirements. We will have a screen this time. You can use audio and visual if you want. There will be a computer provider for you, a pointer, also an LCD projector, and also the screen. Keep your slides real simple. I sent out an email about that. I sent out an email about I sent out several emails. It's almost showtime. But if you got any last minute questions, send it to support. I'll probably be up late tonight. Well, I cleaned out support prior to the Q&A. I do owe Albert Well a follow-up on his signature programs. And if you got anything else you want to ask me, just come ready and prepared. I'll see everybody at dinner at 6 p.m. on Wednesday evening. Other than that, Haley, talk to me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Haley, let me just say this to you before we even start. I want to thank you for an amazing comeback. I looked at your entire outline that you sent me, upgrading your signature programs, and that's the Haley that I know. That's the Haley that I saw when you first allowed us to work with you and you came on board on this platform. I want to thank you for getting your head out of your ass and overcoming your fears in a short period of time. Let me tell you something. Something happened because that outline that you just sent to me, did you see my answer in my support ticket that I sent you back?
Yeah, I did. That made me happy that I'm on track.
You were on track. That's fire. That's all I want you to do. You listen, you don't have to do anything less or more. If you stick to that plan that you sent to me and you get that on camera, I'm so proud. Listen, because what it showed me, Haley, is that you listened to what I said and you got out of your own way and you let the real Haley Sorensen come through. I'm so proud of you. I don't know what to do. Go ahead. What's your question or comment?
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was mainly interested in. And I basically just am curious, like, if you had any thoughts on maybe how to tie it up towards the end, or kind of just like give a recap, like restate the 3 points, like the three, like restating visualization, accountability, and reflection.
Absolutely. That's it right there. Visualization. What was the other word in accountability?
Visualization, reflection, and accountability.
There you go. See, visualize your success. Visualize the action steps you want to take in 2023. Right? And then what's the other word?
Accountability.
No, I'm sorry. The second word. Visualization.
Oh, reflection.
Reflection. Okay. Reflect on where you come from. Think about what you did last year. You could clean up. Think about things that are happening in your life. Reflect on it. Sit in it. Sit in it, but don't stay in it. And then move forward. And then you got to have a system of accountability in place, and you got to be willing to hold yourself accountable as well. Those are the things that allow you to move forward. If you bring that back at the end and tie it all in, based upon the outline that you sent to me, again, that's what you should be talking about.
Yes. Okay. So I think that this is going to be a good, like the greatest, like start. And it's kind of feels funny because it's like I have this speech created more and it has like, but I'll be able to come back home and then really delve into writing out my signature programs based upon kind of like all of these points that I'm putting together and culminating together into this showcase speech. So my one concern is that it might be longer than 10 minutes.
Well, you know, you don't have longer than 10 minutes, right?
Okay. So I
Yeah.
just need to really focus on making sure
No.
that,
There's a stage manager, and she's gonna have a timer, and everybody, you're gonna see the timer is gonna be right there on your screen. But don't worry about that. You can, if you get close to, you can always cut it off and abbreviate it. Don't worry about making mistakes. What you're looking for out of your showcase footage is you're looking to capture the best sound bites and power phrases that you have. You just need to get up there and do your thing. What I would say is maybe you can just abbreviate some of the things that you're going to say. But I'm telling you right now, this is what I like what you did. You got out of your own way. You were struggling with your signature programs and the concept of what you wanted to speak about. You threw that out the window. I told you to speak from your heart. That's what you did. You had the 3 things that matter to you most. That's your theme. And now I like the way you introduced it. I like the way you said, hey, everybody by show of hands. Again, engaging, audience participation, interaction. You're letting them know, hey, this is what I'm struggling with right now. Is anybody else in the same boat? That's how you started it out, correct?
yeah, exactly. Getting people
Amazing.
to feel that they're
Amazing.
not alone in that.
You're not alone. And then you gave them, my name is Haley Sorensen, and I'm here to teach. And then I see the 3 main theme of your 10-minute talk. And then you went into a little bit more. And then guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna bring back the thing. You're gonna break down every single word of the theme, get a little piece of your story in there, share a little bit of your experience, and then do a recap of all 3, and then take a bow, and that's it. And you stay on stage for we're gonna do a Q&A. Then the audience is gonna ask you questions about those 3 things, and you're gonna share your expertise, and we're gonna get a Q&A on camera as well. You're gonna do great. Don't worry about the 10 minutes. You're gonna have a timer. So in your head, you're gonna say, okay, I realize don't get long-winded with one point. Hit it, get off of it, move on to the next thing. Remember, make a point, open up the point, make an example of the point, bring closure to the point, transition, pivot right into the next point.
Okay.
But if I were you, what I would do if I were you, I would say it out loud what you wanted to do for 10 minutes. I would do 2 of them. Do one tonight and one tomorrow morning. And just send it to me. Take your time, stay calm, and don't rush.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep running through that then out loud all night tonight, and then revise, and then I'll send you a support ticket with the revised version. And then other than that, I guess my main question is just, so on the 4th, we'll have dinner that evening. So we need an outfit for dinner, and then it breaks into the red carpet portion after dinner.
Yes, as soon as, well, some people that's going to eat dinner is going to go ahead and cycle over to do the red carpet. They're going to finish their dinner, and then I'm going to start interviewing people one at a time. So everybody's going to get a 3 to 5 minute red carpet style interview. And then we're gonna take our pictures behind the white background. All of that is going to be a whole production station, 2 production stations set up, one for pictures and one for red carpet. If you're not at the red carpet station, you're gonna be at the picture station. Once you get your headshots, and we're gonna, that's it. And for the rest of the night, we're just gonna be networking and kind of hanging out. We're gonna shut it down probably like 10 p.m. And then we're gonna showcase the next day from 9 to 5, Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday, and then we're done.
Awesome. So with the photos, if you happen to grab photos in one outfit and then you wanted to change, you could still get a second set of photos.
Of course, you can do whatever you want. If you, hey, listen, if you want to bring more you want to bring more outfits, I mean, I'm gonna have probably 8 wardrobe changes over 2 days. So yes, why wouldn't you want to do that? The more wardrobe changes you have, the more content. Now, of course, we don't want you showing up trying to take it over like a diva, but I do. But if you want to wear one outfit to dinner and then you want to change for the red carpet, and then you got another outfit you want to do in your still shots, I would say just dress to impress on the red carpet, and then just go ahead and roll over. And then if you watch this, maybe you want to do a business or business casual. Maybe you got a nice blouse that you want to wear. Then maybe you want to throw a blazer on, and you could take some pictures without the blouse. And look at this as like a little quick photo shoot.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm telling the guys. Like, if you want to do one of your pictures with a tie on, take the tie off, pop the top cut. Now you business casual. Now you got both looks in one In a couple of minutes, you got 2 looks in a couple of minutes. Take advantage of the
Yeah,
situation for
I'm
whatever
about
it is.
all that content creation. So I'll be coming with the outfits. That's just what I wanted to make sure if I'm
That's
gonna
all.
have
You know, I mean, listen, that's what
my
Samantha
content.
did the last time. Samantha switched up her outfit for the red carpet. I think we had maybe a couple other speakers. I mean, all the ladies were beautifully dressed. They represented their brand properly. Everybody was nicely coordinated. I mean, you know, you want to look camera ready. And that's what people come. Don't forget, this is called a showcase. This is a show we're putting on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna listen, you're gonna be fine. Stop self-doubting yourself, Haley. Stop saying, oh, I think. No, I know I'm ready. You're not thinking anything. When you speak, you got to speak in absolutes. All right.
Yep, I've taken some good notes on that this session. So I am versus I
Yes.
think, and
you sound better as we're getting closer to showcase. You don't have that panicky feeling anymore. You sound like you sound like you know exactly what you want to do. And I can definitely hear your confidence growing. You're going to be fine at showcase. You just need to, I'm telling you right now, you just need to be yourself. See, I'm thrilled when I'm getting that light giver energy. I'm thrilled when you're authentic.
mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled when I'm dealing with sunflower light giver. Remember that?
Yeah.
I just love when you're yourself. That's got to be good. It's good enough for us. Why isn't it good enough for you?
True that. That's like, I gotta definitely focus on that and stop being my biggest critic and just step out and embody that free-flowing energy more often for my own self.
Yeah, because if not, you're just being selfish. You're being selfish and you're holding back, and you shouldn't have to hold back. You got to speak freely, unadulterated. And guess what? Who cares if we make mistakes?
Yep.
It's a video recorded, controlled environment. I'll stop the whole show dead in our tracks. If I feel like it, I had one speaker that we had to do a reset. I let him start over because I could see that he was struggling. I wasn't going to do that to him. No. We're going to start this shit all the way from the top. I went over, whispered something in his ear. He reset it and he went out there and crushed it. See, there's a couple other speakers. Say it again.
I was going to say, you've got our backs. You've got my back. I feel it.
Yeah, you're in good hands. Listen, I'm hosting the whole event. So I'm going to step in if I see that I need to. And I'm the maestro. I'm controlling every single thing that happens in showcase. I'm controlling it. I'm the one with the microphone in my hand the whole day. But when it's your time to shine on stage, hey, stage is yours.
Oh, and that was another question. Is it a microphone or is it like
everybody's getting lavaliers. Everybody's getting a lavalier clip on. I'm the only person that won't have a handheld microphone.
Okay, good to know.
I'm hosting. So the stage manager is going to mic you up prior to, I'm going to send over the speaker roster tonight, the order that everybody's going to be going in and the day that you're going to be speaking on. On the day that you're not speaking, you're required to still show up and support your colleagues and stay in the room and learn. This is going to be a lot of powerful information shared, not just from the speakers with some of the best subject matter experts in the world, but the things that me and Auston are delivering in this showcase as well. You know, we're upping up the production value. We learned from our mistakes at the last one, and we're going to go and attack this thing. And we made it bigger, and it's a lot more to manage this time. But you know, we learned from the last one, and you know, you just need to come in and be you. And if you want to bring multiple outfit changes, that's fine with me. As long as when you switch out your outfit, that you're not holding up the line, because there's always going to be somebody over there in the picture line giving a testimonial, a video testimonial, or they're getting their still shots done, or somebody's going to be over here doing an interview on the red carpet. And then other than that, you can just socialize with your colleagues and you can just network. That's what it's going to be. All right.
Perfect. I have a great vision of how it's going to be working out and how I'll plan my outfit changes.
Yeah.
And then for the red carpet interview, that you're just going to ask questions to us as individuals, like about our brand, or?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just going right off the top of the head. I know each and every one of your brands. I know what you're all about. Let me be the celebrity talk show host and you be the celebrity for that evening. Let me interview you about the things and it's just going to come out organically. I don't send over questions so you can be all prepared. No, because I want it to be organic. I want the reactions to be natural, and we want to capture all of that on camera.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna interview you the same way I interview a celebrity for a A-list actor. It's the same thing.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm so excited. I'm going to be practicing the next couple of days, and me and my mom are going to be coming together. So we're looking forward to meeting you and everybody else.
Can't wait to meet your mom, Haley. Love you so much, and your safe travels. And I'll see you when you get to DC.
All right. Thank you. Much love. See you guys soon.
Well, bye-bye. Okay, everyone. Well, I want to thank everyone for locking into the first Monday Q&A call of the year to start the campaign off for 2023. It has truly been an honor and a pleasure as your CEO of SpeakerFocus.com to sit in here on these Monday Q&As. My God, do I learn so much more about each one of your brands every single week. And those that show up and share, whether or not it's you're going through a rough time or whether or not you're learning from what somebody else is saying. And, you know, this whole entire process is really all about us getting there together. And remember what I talked about in the closing Q&A for last year, lone wolves die by themselves. You got to have a wolf pack and you got to stay in it together. You got to be a part of a team that understands who you are and willing to support you no matter what you're going through in life. We are here to help support you, uplift you, and build you like never before. So I want you to stay focused on the things that's necessary in order to achieve next level success. And I want you to, deal with the discomfort, deal with the pain of sacrifice, and then experience a life that you deserve. Being a professional speaker is all about the lifestyle. I want you to have time freedom. Obviously, I want you to earn more revenue so you can take time doing more of the things that you really, really love to do, because time is our most precious commodity. Your health is the most important thing that you have going for you. So you have to protect both of them and you have to maximize both of them. Don't strive for perfection. It doesn't exist. I just want you to wake up every day, put forth your best effort, and then deal with the consequences. Sometimes, some days those consequences are going to be bad. Some days you're going to have to pay a heavier price than others. But the fact of the matter is that when you take action, you're going to learn how to develop the discipline that you need. You're going to learn how to develop the consistency that you need. And you're going to learn how to be more frequent and show up for yourself and your family and your team that depend on you and count on you the most. With that being said, I'm Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com. I love each and every one of you. Stay focused on your goals and dreams. And I wish you a very, very awesome 2023 campaign. I'll talk to you real soon. And I will see you at Showcase, Washington, D.C., January 4th, 5th, and 6th at the DoubleTree Hotel.